Yeah, I didn't get to watch this series in detail. I kind of had it on in the background. I wasn't really paying attention to what happens. This is going to be really fun to watch. But yeah, we're on Ali's POV from Falcons Esport. Ali, Venom, and TRK. And we'll take a look at maybe Venom later on, and TRK later on as well. Yeah, Middle East, for anybody who's been following the region in the past half a year to a year, everybody who really knows this region well knows that it's not a one-team region. Anyone who watches my content and listens to me talk about the Middle East region knows that the Middle East is not a one-team region. Despite Sandrock Gaming's dominance, despite the reign of terror and the the aura of unbeatability, if that's the word, that they have definitely got serious competition from a lot of teams, from Falcons in particular, also Empty, and even the Ultimates. And even other teams like Nameless. There's a lot of very, very dangerous teams in the Middle East, and I think it speaks volumes to Sandrock Gaming and how good they are, because they are still able to dominate. We're on Ali's POV for game number 1, Ali from Falcons here. And we'll look at Venom on the next game, and then we'll switch up, watch the Sandrock Gaming players. Thank you, by the way, to Ovalid for the 2-month Prime. Is that O'Khalid fan? And also Pandan MW, thanks to the 2-month Tier 1. What team would fit would Daniel best fit, in my opinion? Any region? Probably Rogue, because I think Rogue have the players who are the easiest to replace out of all the top teams in North America. State Carnage, thanks for 27-month Prime. I really appreciate it, man. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, and this, from what I did see in this series, you really need to pay attention to the demos coming out of Falcons Esport. They really prioritize the aggression off the ball and offense, and it looked to be causing Sandrock Gaming tons of problems. And yeah, you've also always got to keep an eye on this guy. TRK, I think, is their star player. He's really, really solid in defense, and he almost never gives the ball away, which is very impressive. Look at that by Ali as well. Just perfect first touch. Khalid trying to move in and challenge him. Ali just booms it into the open net and puts Falcons up 2-0, setting them up for a fourth game win in a row against Sandrock Gaming on this day. It's a very nice center ball though from SRG, and they're back in this. Ali is so smooth. I feel like every single high-level Middle East player has just got the smoothest mechanics. It's definitely, the fastest region in terms of play style. These guys just never slow down. They never stop moving. And it's a very efficient way to play, because when you're constantly moving at supersonic or close to supersonic, you don't really need to use a lot of boost for acceleration. All your boost can be used for flying and micro-adjusting. When is the next 1v1 tournament? I'm not entirely sure just yet, but I'm sure there will be things in the works soon. Durali. Thinking of doing a small one so that we can get all of the younger players and maybe do cross-region as well. Obviously, when you have a bigger prize pool, you can't really do cross-region. You can't really include anyone under the age of 15, which is, I think, just wrong in the one scene right now, with there being so many incredible young players on the come-up. Brilliant defensive work there from Ali. He knows that with Ahmad in offense, you have to try and go as early as possible, because he will. Very ballsy there by TRK, but it's worked out well. It's hard to read that play. Really made it look like he was going to go into the corner with the ball, and suddenly he's gone across the goal. You host 1v1 tournaments? I have hosted 1v1 tournaments in the past, yes, that is true. Yeah, for all of Falcons' confidence and pressure that they've been able to establish in this game, there's also been Sandrock Gaming mistakes. I think going into this event and going into this tournament, the pressure is absolutely on them. The expectation on Sandrock Gaming to win and to succeed is always immense, and it's only a matter of time before they do, you know, get beaten in a Middle Eastern tournament. It's only a matter of time. You know, if you play long enough, any winning record will end. I really like Ali's technique for dodging demos. You'll notice he's done that twice this game, where he jumps up to avoid the demo, but then he's landing facing the well, he's landing on the inside of the post, but he's pointing his card down the way so that he can immediately drive down and back into the game. Just get back into position as quickly as possible. Half flips out of that aerial because he realizes TRK's got it covered, and unless Sandrock Gaming can pull a miracle out, they have taken game one. There it is. Game one for Falcons. They scored twice early in the game, and Sandrock Gaming were not able to retaliate. Let's get into game number two. And we're watching Dr. Ali in disguise. No, we're watching Ali as a different player. But yeah, they're both extremely mechanical, so it's understandable if you would make a mistake identifying them. So that's 4 straight wins. Falcons beating Sandrock Gaming 4 games in a row in this tournament on the same day. Something that's never happened to Sandrock before. That puts... I guess I could use the score overlay maybe. Should I put an overlay on this? So people who are just tuning in can keep track. I think Falcons remain. I think they remain on the blue team throughout this series. I mean, it's technically a best of 11. I'm not sure if my overlay supports best of 11 actually. Let's see what happens here when I put this. Does it appear? No, it's just disappeared. It doesn't support best of 11. Let's just put it at best of 5, but we'll give Falcons a 1-0 lead here. Remember, Falcons only need to win 1 series, so this is 1-0 to them. We're watching replays, but I'll leave that up for you guys to see. You can follow along what's happening. We are on Venom's POV for this game. We'll watch at least 1 POV from every player this series. Don't know if... Did Ali play the last time I showed you guys replays of Falcons versus SRG? I don't think he did. If I'm not mistaken, the last time that I showed you guys replays of Falcons versus SRG, it was Venom, Faisal, and TRK, not Ali. So Faisal was playing. It's pretty crazy to me that this team can just slot in a completely different player and still look like the same team. They're still looking like so dangerous, and they look so confident. And if they keep making big moves like this off the ball, I think they're going to be able to be a problem to anyone. No team in Rocket League really uses their substitute at all, except in historical cases such as Over0 for IBP Cosmic and Turbo Pulsar for Northern Gaming in Season 3. You'll notice again there, that same technique being used, the same technique that Ali used to dodge demos in the last game. Venom's used it there, just to put himself inside the goal. He's wave dashing on the back of the goal just to get some momentum that he might need. If he doesn't need it, he could just slow down again. Yeah, I really like that positioning. I like the way that Falcons position in net. I think they're making it very difficult for Sandrock Gaming to shoot uncontested. It is, of course, very difficult to make saves against the level of offense that Sandrock Gaming have. Oh, what a shot, though. TRK just slots it, top corner. And just like that, Falcons are winning again. On the hunt for 5 straight wins against Sandrock Gaming. RB Thurston, thank you, 300 bits. Says, won't let me donate. Got me when I'm battered and won't let me pay you ad. Listen, mate. Really appreciate the support. No need to donate. It's a great shot as well by SRG. Ahmad getting on the score sheet there. I feel like when the KSA boys are on their game, they are all such deadly shooters. They really hit the ball hard on target. No messing around. It's good to see because I personally just love a good boomer. I mean, I was watching Football Reference. I was watching Scotland play Croatia. I know, still. quite a painful result to think back on in recent memory. But I was so frustrated by Scotland just trying to place their shots every single time. Nobody was putting their laces through the ball. Now, if you play football, you'll know what I mean. There's two ways to shoot, really, in football. One is you place the shot with the inside of the boot, where you're really just going for placement, maybe a bit of spin. And the other way is to just completely drill it straight forward, knee over the ball, laces through the ball, go for as much power as possible. Of course, you can place those shots as well, but it's a bit harder because it's a lot faster, a much faster shot. So Scotland, they wouldn't boom it, they wouldn't put their laces through it, and I was getting so annoyed. They just kept going for placement, and it was terrible. It was never a good shot, never a threat. And then finally they scored a goal, and it was finally it was somebody lacing it, somebody just going for power. So I was glad to see that. But I really feel the same way about Rocket League. I love to see confident shooting. I love to see players just absolutely hammering the ball into top corners without holding back. Good save there by TRK. Bump off the ball from Sandrock opened up an opportunity. Falcons are holding on to another 2-1 lead here. And yeah, Middle East, to get back to where the origin, or to get back to the origin of that analogy, Middle East players, they really don't hold back on the power in their shots. They always go for maximum power, and then the placement doesn't seem to take any negative effect as well. TRK denying a solo play from Khaled. Not many players can do that, but TRK expert in ones as well. And it's not a good position for SRG. Again, it's dropped. 2-1 is the final score once more, and that puts Falcons on triple tournament point, triple qualification point. If they win one more game out of the next 3, they're in to represent Middle East in the IWO Europe, Middle East, Africa regional finals. 5 straight wins against Sandrock Gaming. 5 games in a row. Falcons come out on top. Unbelievable. No team in Middle East has ever done this. I think the only team that I've ever seen beat Sandrock Gaming 5 times in a row was Singularity in the European Invitational Grand Finals. So, Sandrock really have to dig themselves out of a hole here. They didn't get a chance to redeem themselves after losing 5 straight in the European Invitational. Let's see if they can do it here. Khaled is the player we're on board with for this game. We'll go Ahmad Senzo after this, and then we'll watch TRK later. Don't worry, we will go 1 game on him. Yeah, Senzo tweeted recently that giving up is never on Sandrock Gaming's agenda. And that is an impressive mentality for me to witness, because it must be absolutely heartbreaking to be in a position like this. You've lost 5 games in a row. Oh yeah, and then this happens. Sandrock Gaming are up by 1. TRK disconnected right after a Khaled goal, and since the tournament organizer did not have admin mode, they just rolled the ball around. So yeah, a true respect being shown here by Sandrock Gaming, because their rivals have beaten them 5 games in a row, and now you've got a chance to just bash in 2 or 3 goals in a 3v2. Is that what they do? No, that's not what they do. So much respect in the Middle East region between the top teams. Sandrock Gaming just wait for TRK to reconnect to the lobby. So a real display of sportsmanship here. Has to be praised. But yeah, I've also just noticed something. The casters are not in this lobby. There's an observer, and I don't think that I don't know who these people are. Why are there no casters in the lobby? Was this game casted? This game was casted, right? Like I said, I kind of had it on in the background. I had the stream muted. Was there? What's going on here? Yes? What are they casting? Are they casting off like a... Are they casting off like a program feed or something? Maybe they're casting off a program feed. There's actually 10 slots in Rocket League lobbies though, so that's a bit weird. I wonder why they would do that. Maybe IWO don't know that there's 10 slots in Rocket League lobbies, because you can have casters in here. Anyway, let's just fast forward a bit. You guys get the idea. And here he is, TRK. Actually, as soon as I hit fast forward, he rejoined. Let's see when he rejoins. There he is. TRK's back in the game. and it's a restart where it looks like respect has also been shown by Falcons there. They didn't just dive in immediately, they let Sandrock Gaming know that they were back, but to what purpose? That looks pretty good to me. It's an immediate goal. TRK back in the game. Falcons tie it straight away. And yeah, just more problems for Sandrock Gaming. I'm going to keep saying it. They've lost 5 games in a row. They are facing 3 championship points, and even if they're able to win this game and the next 2, they still have to win a whole other series against a team who's been dominating all day. In fact, besides just beating Sandrock 5 games in a row, I'm also pretty sure that Falcons 3-0'd Empty. So they're currently on an 8-0 undefeated streak at this point in the tournament. Sandrock Gaming, I think, dropped a game to Empty. So, yeah, they're in a world of trouble here. They have to use every ounce of their experience. Pre-flip by Ali, doesn't go too far. Khaled looking for Senzo. And it goes back to Ahmad, who's bumped out of the air by Venom. Great challenge by Venom there, just making sure if he doesn't get the ball, at least bump Ahmad out the air. Don't let him get near your goal with a flip to work with. Because if you know that if you let Ahmad get close to your goal and he still has a flip, you're in massive trouble. Alexander Tia, thanks for the 35-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel, man. Really appreciate it. Senzo doubles in the 1-goal lead. That's confidence from the Sandrock Gaming. I like to think of him as the, you know, the father of the team. I think he's the oldest. He does all the interviews because he's got the most confident English, so he's kind of the guy that we know the best on SRG. And Ahmad and Khaled get most of the praise and most of the attention because they've got the, well, Khaled's got the 1v1 and Ahmad's got the just a flair in offense, but you can't ignore Senzo as well. He's such an important aspect to this team, and I think without him it would be a very different team. Senzo looking for Khaled in the middle. TRK shielding it the whole way. And it looks like a much better aggressive stance for Sandrock Gaming in this game. This is where they want to be, but Khaled's bumped out the play, and again Falcons tie it. 11 seconds to go, and once more they've connected with a bump off the ball at the perfect time. Is it over for Sandrock Gaming? Is this where it ended? Have I debated you all by saying there's going to be another series? Oh, could have been game over there. Senzo looking for the 0-second goal, but it just wasn't there for him. He just couldn't connect to the ball. Too much of a stretch. TRK, as always, refusing to give Sandrock an immediate play on the ball, but Ahmad's got one here, and that's a soft clear. Immediately punished. Sandrock take game 3, and they finally stop this onslaught from Falcons Esport. Finally, I say, because that's 5 games in a row for Falcons. Now Sandrock Gaming have won just 1 game. But yeah, this game, let's go on Senzo POV. Sandrock Gaming trail 2-1 still. Double match point for Falcons. Did I see Chaussette tweet he's leaving Solary? I did not see that, no. I didn't know about that, if that's true, so very interesting development there. Not sure. I don't know any off-season roster moves, actually. Not sure what any teams have planned. Queso splitting up. I heard, I saw some tweet that Queso were splitting up, then I saw a tweet that Queso are not splitting up, and now I've heard that they are splitting up again. I don't know what's going on with Queso. Bit awkward on the positioning on the goal line there for Senzo. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that, because being just slightly off the goal like that makes it very awkward on certain centre balls. And as you saw there, if the ball crosses the box right on the backboard, it's a bit difficult to get up and clear it while also being able to see what's in front of you. I think I prefer the goalkeeping stance that we were seeing from Ali and Venom on Falcons, they're actually inside the goal for the most part. They're ready to advance as they challenge the ball when it comes across. If I have one main criticism of Sandrock Gaming, it would be how they choose to position as goalkeepers. I think even Khaled, who's unbelievable as third man, can sometimes get caught just a bit too far forward, and it's partly because that's just how they like to play. They like to be as far forward as possible, they like to be as aggressive as possible, but you want to be careful at the same time. It's a great pass by Khaled there. Senzo sneaking into the defensive blind spot. Quick aerial by him as well. Yeah, corner play, any kind of overhead aerial clears, even shot stopping, I feel is much easier when you get inside the near post area. And this might be something that Falcons came in to this series and into the day with as a game plan against Sandrock, because besides just being a difficult position, again, we're seeing there Sandrock struggling to advance and challenge the ball because nobody's in the goal with a run-up available. But besides that, besides shot stopping and interceptions being quite difficult when you position like this, you do make yourself more vulnerable for demos. If you sit outside the net as opposed to inside the net, tucked inside that near post area, you're quite safe from demos. Chaussette is now LFT. That'll probably surprise a lot of people, I think. That'll probably surprise a lot of people. Did he say any reasons? Did he put his foot longer on that? Did he say why? I'll have to go and check it out later. Yeah, tense stuff. I mean, Sandrock Gaming, the most popular team. They've got worldwide fame, but even in the Middle East, they're the most popular team. And this being the biggest tournament for Middle Eastern Rocket League teams, you know, throughout Rocket League history, I think this is the biggest tournament that they've ever participated in. It would have been just really weird to see Sandrock Gaming be swept out of the qualifier. It would have felt similar to, I mean, this sort of thing's happened a lot in the past, like when Squishy, Lacinio, and Torment failed to qualify for RLCS Season 3, I think it was. They lost to some complete bubble team in the round of 16, and everybody's thinking, what on earth happened there? You know, there's been plenty of cases where teams who are heavy favorites just don't show up and can't get the win. But yeah, Sandrock at least got a game here. And now they're in an incredibly tense position. Senzo's sticking up field here. He's told Ahmad and Khaled he's going to do that though, because they're both hanging back. Yeah, I saw Alpha Cat was picked up by PK. I saw that one. Senzo just advancing by himself. Usually those sidewall bounce passes are aimed at someone else. And look at this, even with Venom's near post positioning, Senzo commits to bump him. But that's you know, a small win for Falcons. The fact that Senzo has to take himself out of the game in order to bump an opponent is far better than, you know, the alternative where you just sit outside the net and leave yourself really exposed and the opponent can just drive by, demo you while they're mid-recovery. Now here's Ahmad. Incredible how he's capable of so effortlessly landing resets on pretty much any ball and immediately following up on it as well. Potential for overtime here. Sandrock Gaming on the ropes against Falcons, and another demo lands to confirm OT. Fake kickoff for SRG. Khaled collects it at the back. This is a big win for Sandrock positionally. Oh, what a save. Senzo had to stay with that one because the shot was threatened. And speaking of staying with it, here he is again. But his shot is low and a bit too tame for TRK to be troubled by. It's a great pass. And it forces a good save. The shot was on target. Ali off the post now. That was the closest Sandrock have been to losing this whole series, losing this tournament. Do I think FaZe will regret benching Gyro? I was very surprised to see the Gyro benching as well. Yeah, that one surprised me. I think Gyro was one of their best, if not their best player, for making it to championships. And at championships, he, I think, looked all right. Whereas I don't think, did AJ score a single goal against G2? Oh wow, Ahmad's missed that. So that was open. Senzo scores. Great placement off the post and in, and that is 2-2. Sandrock live to fight one more game and potentially reverse sweep Falcons here if they can just get one more, reset the bracket, and give everybody what they want to see. Of course, give everybody that hype final series that they're hoping for. Anyway, here's the last game of this best of 5. We're at Ahmad POV. Sandrock still need a win to stay alive in the tournament. Should Falcons win, they take the whole thing. They would have represented Middle East in the EUMEA region. Or is it EMEA? I think it's just EMEA. It's a bit of a mouthful, a bit of a confusing one. The MENA region. Well, it's not MENA. MENA means Middle East, North Africa. And it's Europe, Middle East, North Africa, actually. I don't think it's even just North Africa. I think, you know, MENA is a region in a lot of esports for Middle East, North Africa, but actually this tournament, it isn't just North Africa, it's the entirety of Africa, South Africa as well. So it's Europe, Middle East, Africa as an entire continent. And yeah, one of the teams that's in the event is a South African team. It's really cool to see. We're gonna have a French team, a UK team, a German team, a South African team, a Saudi Arabian team, and then you've got a Europe West, Europe North, Europe East team. I think the Europe East team is a Czech Republic team. Lauti's back. Some of you might remember him. And I think that the Europe North team is a Norway team. So, yeah, Europe North, Europe East, and South Africa, for me, those are the underdogs in the tournament. I think that, well, Middle East KSA are the total wild card. You don't really know how they're going to do because, as far as I'm aware, European teams get the server advantage in every single matchup. I think the whole thing's just played on Europe servers. I might be wrong though, I've not looked at the rules for it. Maybe they do server switches. If they do server switches, if they have to play half the series on Middle East servers, then suddenly Middle East teams are probably just the favorites to win because Europe are going to be complete garbage on Middle East servers. But yeah, since it's on Europe, I think that the favorites to win have to be France, UK, Germany even. What German team qualified? Wasn't it Tox's team? I've forgotten. Has there been a German team confirmed yet? And for Europe West, did they play their one as well? I don't know if Europe West even finished their qualifier yet. I know that Italy have got a team in there, Spain have got 2. Great pass there from Senzo. Ahmad's shot leaves a lot to be desired. EU West was Netherlands. Oh yeah, EU West was Tho's team, wasn't it? It was Tho, Oli, Mike Boy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they'll be one of the favorites. I think Tho, Oli, Mike Boy, they'll be a threat. Archie, Nolly, Devo will be a real threat. Whoever wins the France qualifier will probably be just straight up the favorite, I would say. Unless it's one of the... If it's not Monkey Moon's team or Vitality. Yeah, if Vitality make it in, of course they have to be the favorite. I think their qualifier is happening right now, yeah. Crazy pre-jump there by TRK. He's just denying Ahmad's aerials. Oli was on a madness. Yeah, I think Oli's the best player on that team, to be honest. I think Oli is the best player on that Netherlands team. How's the France qualifier going, guys? Did Monkey Moon's team, Monkey Moon, Exotic, and I forget their third. Were they, is it Casio? I can't remember. Were they able to beat whoever they were against? Was it Atlantic Wave? I've totally forgotten. Is it Monkey Moon's team and Vitality in the winners finals? I think it probably will be. Yeah, if Vitality make it in, or if Monkey Missy make it in, I think they're the favourites to win it. Archie, Nolly, Devo, maybe second favourite. And then you've also got to look at Germany. I think Tox's team is pretty scary. Yeah, the Middle East teams are the wild card. You don't really know what to expect from them. But they're definitely playing a lot better here at Sandrock Gaming. This is a better look for them. You know, usually when they play other teams from the Middle East, they're just constantly attacking. They're forcing the other team to do all the defensive work, and that goal from them late on in game number 5 has really just brought them to life, and now the threats from Falcons are few and far between. There's one slow shot for them to think about. It's all too easy for SRG to defend though. And there it is, the confirmation of the bracket reset. SRG getting it done. And that means that these teams go into another best of 5 where it's anyone's game. It's up to, you know, it's absolutely anybody's game now. Complete reset. We had a sweep earlier in the day from... Yeah, it was SRG earlier. No, sorry, Falcons earlier in the day. Sweeping SRG. Now SRG reverse sweep Falcons. And now we're straight into another best of 5 to see which team qualifies for from the Middle East Regional. From the Middle East Close Qualifier. We're back on Khaled here. We'll go Khaled, Senzo, TRK, Ahmad for the next 4 games here. And then we'll just let chat pick for the last one. Shred him, thanks to the 2-month Prime, and also Hawk KSAA, thanks to the brand new Prime. Welcome to the channel, man. Yeah, TRK played really well in this series and really well throughout this whole tournament. I think he's the most solid player on Falcons, and he's also, I think, their most threatening player. He's really just a great all-rounder. But no, I think calling him best in the best threes player in the Middle East is definitely a bit of a stretch, because Sandrock Gaming have just had such dominance. They've never lost a Middle East threes tournament. But think about that. They've never lost a Middle East threes tournament. This tournament that we're currently looking at some footage from is the first tournament that they ever lost a series to another Middle East team in a Middle East only tournament. And that's been 2 whole years, more than 2 years I believe, that they've been that dominant. I think Ahmad and Khaled are now the 5th longest standing Rocket League duo. Torment and Gimmick I think are the longest standing. And what other duos are, there's Garrett and Justin as well. Another demo goal for Falcons Esports, K-Dop and Fairy. I don't think K-Dop and Fairy are as long as Ahmad and Khaled. Somebody posted a graphic on, what do you call it, on the Rocket League Esports subreddit recently. Farrah and Chaussette. Oh yeah, Farrah and Chaussette's over now as well. Wow. And yeah, Hypercamper Firefox is one of the longest duos, but they've also now recently ceased being teammates, with Firefox being benched. So I think it's only Garrett G and Justin and Torment Gimmick that are longer standing. Because Farrah Chaussette is broken up, Hypercamper Firefox is broken up, Rizzo JNaps is broken up. Not sure about Fairy K-Dop. I don't know how long they've been together in comparison. I'm going to see if I can find that thread actually on RL Esports. Longest standing duos. Let's see. Oops, I've tried to create a post. That's not. Longest standing duos. Search. Rocket League Esports. Oh. I'm a little bit. I think I found it actually. Yeah, the 10 longest standing duos. Yeah, Fairy and K-Dop are in there. They're in the top 10. They've been together since the January of 2019. I believe. Yeah, January 2019 is when Ferry and K-Dot became teammates. Now, if we look at Ahmad's Wikipedia, I think Khaled and Ahmad have been together longer than that. I've got to check their previous team, because before they were teammates on Sandrock Gaming, they were teammates on another team called Oshtec Warriors. I'm trying to find Oshtec Warriors. I think it's the name. Yeah, Oshtec Warriors. So yeah, Ahmad and Khaled both joined Oshtec Warriors in October of 2018. October of 2018. So they've actually been together longer than Ferry and K-Dot. And Garrett and Justin have been together since the start of 2018, so they've been together longer. Card and Tander are another one who have been together longer, even longer than Justin and Garrett. And then you have Gimmick and Torment is the longest of all time. Chicago and JNABs are the same as Ferry and K-Dot, January of 2019. So Gimmick and Torment is the longest standing duo, followed by Card and Tander from South America, followed by Garrett and Justin, followed by Ahmad and Khaled. Ahmad and Khaled are actually the 4th longest standing duo in competitive Rocket League history for 3v3 right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think that they're the 4th longest standing. Are Mets and Magnus still around? Well, I mean, Mets and Magnus, they broke up at some point, so they can't be on that list right now. Yeah, a lot of other very long-standing duos have recently broken up. I mean, just in the very recent months, we've had Rizzo and JNAPS has broken up, Havercamper Firefox, Ferris Chaussette. They've all ended. You're missing out, beautiful goals. Sorry, I had to find that out for you guys. Just had to know. Yeah, Sandrock Gaming on a tear now. That's starting the day with 5 straight wins for Falcons, and now it's 4 straight wins for SRG. All the momentum in their favor as they completely turn this series around in, you know, it has to be called one of the best comebacks in Rocket League history. I don't remember this happening before. I don't remember seeing a team lose 5 games in a row to the same team and then actually turn the series around, or turn the tournament around and have themselves in a winning position. They're now winning. Sandrock Gaming 2 games away from winning this event. And yeah, to be able to do that after losing 5 straight games is incredibly impressive. They actually started off their 3 wins before the last one, which they won 4-2, were all 1-0 victories. So imagine losing 5 games in a row and then you win 1-0 3 games in a row. That is real composure from Sandrock Gaming under immense pressure and expectation for themselves and also for fans across the world. We're on Senzo's POV for this game. We'll go TRK after this, since we haven't looked at a TRK game yet, especially considering the importance of this game. Yeah, like I said, this is the biggest tournament for Middle East ever. It's a great pre-flip save there from Khaled. No one inside the net again for Sandrock Gaming. I'm going to keep saying it. I think, like, there's 2 things I noticed from Sandrock Gaming's defense that makes it, I think, difficult on themselves. One of them I've gone into detail on already. Is where they choose to position when they're defending center balls and shots. They're usually outside the goal. It's a very old way of defending where you're kind of active and moving. Recently, with the evolution of demo meta, teams have started to sit inside the near post because you're harder to demo and you can see what's coming a bit more easily. Good attempt there from Ali with the redirect. But yeah, the other weakness that I see from Sandrock is sometimes when they're clearing the ball, they don't clear sideways. They clear out towards the middle a bit too much. We saw, I think Senzo did that once this game. I think Ahmad did it once in an earlier game as well. The best teams in the world right now are all just trying to corner clear by hitting the ball into the corners. You don't clear the ball out into the midfield at all, because even if you clear it just slightly out into the midfield, you're presenting an opportunity for the other team to take a shot. And shots from that kind of range are so deadly these days because players hit the ball so hard and so accurately. But that's why you really just need to keep the ball in the defensive corner. Like right now there, that's a safe place. This is great for Falcons. SRG can't really work immediately with that. They can obviously use that in some way. They can attack with it, but they need setup. You can't just shoot straight away. Senzo and Ahmad really trying to pressure Falcons here. And it's actually Khaled joining in with this slot. Third man getting in on the action and ties the game. But yeah, Senzo and Ahmad are definitely the ultra aggressive 1-2 punch combo for this team. Just relying on Khaled to do so much in defense, so much with his stalling game. I think that TRK does a similar thing as Khaled for Falcons, where he just delays, he stalls, he makes saves, he gets 50-50s, he keeps the ball away from the danger area for lengthy periods of time, and that gives Senzo and Ahmad a lot of freedom to play as aggressively as they do. But yeah, I would of course love to see Sandrock Gaming take their defense to the next level, because I think they haven't really been tested for a long time. Like, their playstyle is so dominating that they never really have to do much defending. They just immediately turn defense into attack and then they stay there. And then when they have to do a bit of defending, I don't think they're anywhere near as comfortable. So I'd love to see them try and iron out those chinks in their armor, those struggles with consistent clears that they sometimes have, as well as the defensive positioning. Well, you'll see where Senzo goes here. I almost never see him rotate into goal, but this time it's not going to be a problem because the 50-50 goes very much in their favor. Senzo there not wanting a 50-50. He wants to go for the demos because if he 50-50s that ball, it's going to go to safety most likely. By playing for the demo, he keeps the ball in this zone while also taking players out of the equation. TRK there having to recover from a bump. Venom's boost running out. It's so difficult now for Falcons to stabilize because Sandrock Gaming recycle every single play so quickly. They just stick the ball back into the danger area every single time. Good follow there by TRK. You know, getting nice and close on that one, but not committing. He stayed grounded. It's great speed by the Falcons defense, but you can see the panic has definitely kicked in. They've realized that Sandrock are playing in a very fast gear at the moment, and they have to do likewise, otherwise they're going to get completely swept out of the way here. Am I a bit quiet? I might be OSM. I was doing casting earlier, so now I'm doing a bit more talking, so I might be more quiet compared to the gameplay. Here, I'll boost myself by a few decibels. Maybe that'll be better. Oh. So Senzo was a bit higher on that first touch. I think he would have had a backboard read in the bag. JCruz93, thanks to the 9-month Prime. Welcome back. Appreciate the resub. What do you call it when Batman skips church? Christian Bale. I like that. That's a good one. Stop shouting. Did I make it too loud? Whoops. So, well, multiple people said I was too quiet, so then I made it louder, but is it too loud now? Okay, it's fine. All right. Good. I'll leave it at this. Senzo thinking about the dribble there, then he's like, nah, I don't play ones. Let's just go for some backwall demos. I love that. That is something I'm sure a lot of 3v3 mains can relate to. They're like, ooh, could go for a flick here. Actually, nah, I'm terrible at flicks. Let me just go for some backwall demos. Let me just center it. Let's just get the ball back in the air. That's how you know that Sandrock Gaming are ready for RLCS. That's how you know that Middle East are ready for RLCS. Because that's exactly what every RLCS team would have done. No one knows how to flick. They're all terrible at flicks. They're all terrible at ones. Why am I not in the commentary team for it? It would be good if you were. What, you mean IWO? Good save there by Falcons. IWO, they offered me and Shogun contracts, but Oh, that's a bit embarrassing. Ali's just let that bounce through. And Sandrock Gaming are up by 2. Yeah, they offered us contracts, but I had a few questions about it that they didn't answer in time. So time ran out. They needed to sign people, and I was definitely not ready to sign that contract. And Shogun didn't fancy it either, so they went for other people instead. But yeah, would have been cool to work on it, I'm sure. But you know, you just lesson is, guys, don't panic sign contracts just because you really want to do something, or just because you think that it'll all be okay on the night. Like I know a lot of people in Rocket League, and especially in esports as a whole, they just think, whatever, I'm sure it'll be fine. We're on TRK POV, by the way, for this game. Now it's Falcons who need a reverse sweep to win this tournament. But yeah, don't just assume that everything's going to be fine. You'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not really sure about this contract, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's just sign it and get on with it. Nah. Like if you're not sure about something in a contract, or if you want to know more details about something before signing a contract for any reason, ask those questions and don't sign until you've got answers to your questions. I had questions, and yeah, didn't get answered, so I'm not signing. I'm not signing. Oh, I just dropped something on the floor. Hopefully that wasn't important. Yeah, I was seeing earlier that... What is going on here? Who's in this lobby? Who's spectating, I wonder? Oh, that's that's a goal. Bit of pandemonium there for Sandrock Gaming. Looked like Falcons were really able to amplify the chaos in that position. Usually casters are in the lobby, but there's no casters in here. Who casted this game? Why are there no casters in here? They must be casting off a program feed. I hate casting off program feeds. Personally, it's not the same. You don't get the same level of immersion. You need to be in the game. You need to be in the lobby to really have the full experience, I would say. Provide the best casting. Tylacto and Craftman, okay. What was their verdict? Because for me, I mean, I've just been chilling watching this right now, not really try-hard casting or anything, just, you know, giving a few points of analysis here and there, and just watching it back, because I wanted to give this a better look after only having it on in the background the other day. But from what I'm seeing here, this is an extremely fast-paced Rocket League. Extremely mechanical players. I think both teams are playing really well given the circumstances. And the circumstances are, this is the highest pressure situation that any Middle East players have ever been under. This is the most important match. This is the most important tournament they've ever played in. And, you know, if you look at how teams in the RLCSX championships performed relative to their top level, you know, teams like Guild completely falling off. And I think outside of the G2 NRG series and the Solary Queso series, I think every other series in championships had at least one team not playing very well. Great call on the bluff there by TRK, just he's not having it. Fake challenge by the goalkeeper, he's not buying it. Yeah, Queso Solary is a good series, NRG G2 is a good series where both teams played pretty well throughout, and they had their moments, but every other series, oh, what a save, great save there. Every other series had nerves, every other series had like big choke moments and nowhere near the same level as regular season. So compare the match that we're currently watching to that. This is the most important match they've ever played, and I think they're still pulling off some pretty high level play. That being, you know, even with that being the case. There's the 3-man pressure from SRG again. You'll love to see it. Putting one on the board in game 3. Sandrock will lose every single game in RLCS. I would definitely take that bet if somebody came over to me, like let's say Sandrock were in RLCS next year, for example. And they were at an event with all the best teams in the world. If somebody came to me and said, I bet you Sandrock Gaming will lose every game, I bet you 10 grand, I would take the bet in a heartbeat. Of course I'm taking that bet. Those are great odds. Anyone who thinks Sandrock Gaming aren't going to win a game Absolutely crazy. That's a terrible, terrible prediction, in my opinion. So yeah, I would take that bet. If type 1 in chat, if you would take that bet. If somebody said, hey, bet you 10 grand Sandrock don't win a game. How many of you are taking that bet? Type 1. I'm taking that bet. They look like they're able to take a game. To me, they look like they're able to take a game. I would also make that same bet for Falcons, Empty, Ultimates. I think they would all be odds on to take a game. Like, come on, we're talking a game here. I would definitely bet on all of them to win games. It's been extremely rare that teams just get completely swept out of like international competition. Sometimes I think it's like usually the OCE second seed, or I think Japan maybe got swept in their first international competition. But winning, or not winning a game, that's bold to say of any team. Far less teams as mechanically gifted and as dangerous as Middle East teams. It's really weird to me. I've spoken about this before, but the fans that are the fans of Europe Rocket League and NA Rocket League, I think it's mostly European Rocket League fans, who are really adamant about just trying to believe. They're trying to oh, what's the word? They're trying to I think they're trying to manifest it. That's the word I'm looking for. Isn't it? I think that all these like EU fanboys are trying to manifest Middle East being bad, because they want so badly for Middle East to just not play well at the first tournament. Like, they're really, really hoping that Middle East will underperform and they can say, wow, yeah, look at me, I'm so smart, I knew this was going to happen. That's what they want. But come on, so unrealistic. Like, if you've watched as much Rocket League as I have, you can tell when you're watching good Rocket League. You can tell when you're watching a team who have it. You can tell when you're watching a team or players who have what it takes to win. And obviously they're not going to win everything. They're not going to win every time. Nobody can win everything. Nobody can win every time. Nobody can reliably win every time. But yeah, you could just tell. I mean, from the very first time I saw these guys play, I was like, oh yeah, they've got it. They've got what it takes to win against anyone. And then, lo and behold, European Invitational, Sandrock beat Vitality and Dignitas, the two best teams in the world at the time. They didn't win the whole thing. That's, just evidence to my point. You can't win them all. But they've definitely got what it takes to beat anyone. It's very obvious. Anyone who's watched a lot of competitive Rocket League, very obvious that they can win. Oh my goodness, what a thunderous shot that was from Ahmad. That was going straight in the top corner as well. But yeah, these guys just chill at the top of the leaderboard. I mean, right now, this lobby that we're looking at, half of this lobby is in the top 10 of the 2s ladder. I think TRK and Khaled are both top 10 of the 1s ladder. 3s isn't really a relevant ranked game mode. Nobody really plays 3s ranked. Everybody just plays 3s tournaments and scrims. So the only relevant ranked ladders are 1s and 2s. And this lobby's full of players who just sit top 10 in these tournaments. Oh, good save by Ahmad there. That's pretty crazy that he manages to bounce that to safety. They would get smacked by NRG. Mate, I've seen NRG lose so many times to international teams. They've lost to Chiefs, Alpha Sydney 2 times, I think, at RLCS. I think they went to 5 games with a South American team in Season 7, if I'm not mistaken. So NRG is probably the worst big team to pick to just be a shoe-in to beat Middle East teams. Probably the worst team you could pick because they've lost so many times in the past. You've got the ME fanboy saying, what on earth have you said, OSM? What have you done? Oh, Ahmad did not read this bounce. That's just gone straight in. I think Khaled was at the back. He thought that was going to go towards him. Great speed by TRK. Khaled's right there, predicting his touch, and gets a second touch as well. That's just Khaled in a nutshell right there. OSM said ME only have 1 quality team. OSM, takes like that make me think that you have not watched a single game of Falcons, the Ultimates, and Empty play. If you actually said that. I don't know if you actually said that. I feel like that has to be bait. Like, that's such a bad take, it has to be bait. Like, there's no way that anybody genuinely thinks that Middle East only have one good team. When Falcons, the Ultimates, Empty, even Nameless, when they if those teams exist, and you think that Middle East only has one good team, like, you must actually just be bad. You must actually just, or not bad, you must actually just have bad opinions, or not know what you're talking about. Ahmad Goy. Arsenal's changed his tune. I said pro level team in comparison to other regions like NA, EU. That's also a bad take. Falcons are definitely a threat internationally. Empty are a threat internationally. Ultimates are a threat internationally. You just need to look at that. You just need to look at how they play, and you know that they're a threat internationally. They're all so mechanical. That's just That's pure copium. That's EU fanboy copium. If you think that Sandrock are the only team relevant internationally, that's just pure fanboy copium. As it couldn't be less accurate. Like, these teams are all legit. They're all very, very good. I'm not saying that any of the Middle East teams would just be favorites. I'm saying they would be relevant internationally. I'm saying they would be a threat. Much like, okay, here's a comparison for you guys. So, let's compare them to, you know, kind of the teams that are, you know, a threat in NA and EU, but you never expect to win an event. Teams like FaZe, teams like, who would be the EU team that are a threat to beat anyone, but you never expect them to win? Like, I would say Guild, but Guild actually did win something. So it's hard to say Guild. I think EU is a bit more difficult to find a team like this. You just don't think you're going to win. But yeah, FaZe, I don't think they would win. G2 for NA. I could see G2 winning though, Arsenal. I don't think G2... G2 are actually really good. I think I rate G2. Astral's team. Solary also, I think they could probably win. Like, okay, I think we'll stick with FaZe, because FaZe is a team everybody knows. And I think... Okay, just type 1 in chat if you agree with my following statement. I'll make 2 statements. Type 1 in chat if you agree with this first one. FaZe can beat any team. The Season X FaZe can beat anyone on their day. Type 1 in chat if you agree. Because I think they probably can. I think they're good enough to beat anyone if they play well and the other team doesn't really play that well. I think they're good enough. They're at that level where they're a realistic threat to anyone. You need to take them seriously. Some of you disagree. Some of you are probably just NRG fans. So that, you know, you're just typing 2. 'Cause typing 1 would actually just, you know, force you to cry in a corner into a pillow or something. So yeah, spot the NRG fans typing 2. Anyway, yeah, FaZe can beat anyone. But okay, this is my second statement about FaZe. FaZe have I don't think they have a realistic shot of winning an international event. If there's an international event, I don't think FaZe are in the conversation to win it. I think they can beat anyone, but I don't think they're in the conversation to win it. Type 1, if you think that's also true. That is my 2 things I would say about FaZe. I think they're good enough to beat anyone, but they're not really in... When you're talking about who's going to win, nobody says FaZe. But you would say teams like BDS, you'd say teams like NRG, Space Station. I think you say teams like G2, Envy, Vitality. I think those are your teams that you would talk about in the who's going to win this tournament discussion. Probably top 4 NA, top 2 EU for me. Maybe throw Solary in there, depending on how their form's looking. I think Solary have looked pretty good recently before they benched Chaussette, I mean. But yeah, that's kind of like what I mean when I say that Middle East teams can beat anyone. I think that they're kind of like FaZe right now. They can beat anyone. Like if we had an international competition and Sandrock Gaming beat NRG, I wouldn't be completely shocked. I'd be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. You know, they're at that level where they can beat NRG. Yes, it would be an upset. Don't get me wrong, it would be an upset. But if they won, I wouldn't be that shocked. Much like I wouldn't be that shocked if FaZe beat NRG. I'd be like, oh wow, FaZe beat NRG. That's an upset, but hey, not completely out of left field. So I think that's where I would put them all right now, international competition. Because yeah, it's hard to know. Very hard to know with cross-region. Very, very difficult to know where teams are at. relative to each other. Anyway, just to conclude this, Sandrock Gaming able to win after initially losing 5 games in a row against Falcons on the day. Sandrock Gaming win 5 games in a row, and then after Falcons win 1, Sandrock Gaming close it out 3-1, and they will be representing Middle East at the EMEA. So confusing. I have to hesitate every time I say this. It's such a weird region. Europe, Middle East, Africa region is the region I'm trying to say here. That's who they're going to be representing, or that's where Sandrock Gaming will be representing Middle East. I think it's kind of fitting to me that Sandrock Gaming will get to represent Middle East. I think it would have probably just felt wrong if another team ended up winning. Not that these teams aren't good. I think that had Falcons gone on to represent Middle East, I think that they would have had a real chance to beat anyone at that tournament. I really believe that.